Hey, I'm Carlos Garcia, and today we're going to compare blindly the Shenks and the Bombergers from 2025 and 2024. So all four bottles will be in this lineup because I figure I want to know, I'm sure some of you guys want to know, which one's better from this year, the Bombergers or Shenks, and how does it compare to last year's. So I figured why not just put all four together. Now I had to open up a new Bombergers, so it's not fresh crack. It's been open right around the same amount of time as the Bombergers from this year, so that's probably a better comparison anyways. The first, or the Bombergers I had from last year was in my best whiskeys of 2024 tournament that I did earlier this year, and apparently that's when I killed it because I don't have it anymore. So let's get into it. But first, let's do a giveaway. And the giveaway is for last week's Worst Whiskey Wednesday, the Rye Part 1. And let me tell you, I am very excited to do this giveaway. I'm probably going to do it numerous times. So buckle up. Aaron Klein, guess what, buddy? You get some amazing ryes. Who else? Let's remove him and let's spin this again. Why not? Now the entries were 20. I think there were like 27 people in for this one. Usually now they're like around 40 to 50. Tater Tim, come on down. You're another winner. You know what? I'm going to spin it again. I got enough of it. Let's see, 3 winners for some of my worst ryes I own. And Kevin Page, OG of OGs. So right before I get into nosing what the smells coming out of these glasses, really good. But if you want to know what a Shenks and a Bomberger's looks like, so this is this year's Shenks. The difference is, so the Shenks is a sour mash. It's lower proof. It's 91.2 proof, and this is batch 25E. And the Bomberger's is 108 proof. It's a straight bourbon, and this is also a 25E. Is it 25E? Yeah, so they're both 25Es. That's what it looks like, in case you haven't ever seen one. All right, let's get into nose. Okay, so on glass A, nutty slate banana bread and red fruit. There's also some other note that I can't figure out what it is. So I'm hoping maybe if I go back to it, I can try to figure it out, but we'll see. And if you didn't know, Shenks and Bombergers, they're both releases from MICHTER'S. So welcome to MICHTER'S Monday. All right, so B is much sweeter on the nose than A, way more like red Jolly Rancher direction. Like even like purple Jolly Rancher. Kind of like that, like the Buffalo Trace note that I get sometimes. There's a little funkiness on it. And going back to A, so it was so when I was trying to figure out that note, the first kind coming through, I was saying ketchup in my head, and I'm like, I'm not gonna say ketchup. But going back to it, I'm still getting it in. What it's reminding me of, and it's not very common in America, but overseas, like in Europe, they have like ketchup potato chips. And that's kind of like the nose I'm getting. It has another note anyways. I know I've never said ketchup potato chips. My brain just tells me what to write down. Have any of you guys ever had ketchup potato chips? Yeah, B's now less sweet and more funky. Okay, let's go to C. Wow, okay, this is the like dark sweetness, like molasses, like honey, brown sugar, burnt caramel. Man, that is one of the sweetest noses I think I've had in a long time. It's just like syrup. I don't even say syrup. Like it's a very syrupy brown sugar right in your face. Sweetness, man. Glass D, is not as sweet. It's a little slight banana note, some peanut. I'm like, oh, it's kind of like A's nose, except for the missing the ketchup potato chips. But B and C are very different. Some oak, some sweetness. So pretty different noses for things that are at least two of them, and two of them are similar. So A and D maybe on the nose are two of the same thing. So we'll see. Okay, so A on the palate. Yeah, I didn't write anything down on that first. So I definitely needed to get accustomed to that, because none of these are that high proof, but it tasted a little proofy. But then, like, none of the flavors were really jumping out at me. They were just like bourbon-y flavors, a little bit of funkiness. So let's give it a, you know, a little warm-up pour. All right, that was not my favorite. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I got some red fruit. There's a decent amount of funkiness in there. It's sharp, and there's some like bad oak. Not the best palate. Then on the finish, that funkiness kind of comes back. Slight grassiness. Also not a good note for me. And it wasn't a very long finish. It wasn't short, but pretty medium. And that spice kind of went away. And that's why I kind of wanted to do a second sip. I felt like my palate wasn't adjusted to the proof. I drank whiskey earlier today, so maybe I just had to re-get into it. But off that first two sips, really, not my favorite. And these are all around like 120 bucks. I think the Shenks usually go a little bit less than the Bombergers, like, you know, 105 and then 120 or something like that. But none of these are cheap bottles, and they're somewhat hard to find. I usually get them every year. I know I got them before my last Whiskey Cigar Club because they were both in it. But I know we just got, a bunch of liquor stores just got the new ones like yesterday or the day before. So I saw the post online and everything. So they are hitting shelves, and that's why I was like, well, let me do this video, because you might be asking, should I buy these bottles? You know, I know people on SLB Discord were asking about it yesterday. So let me get this video out. Help, you know, any way I could help, I'm here to help. Yeah, it's a little bit better. I did get some vanilla and nutty notes on the palate. Finish still is not the best. It doesn't linger at all. And it's like what lingers is like a slight grassy note. I guess that's gonna be right below a 3, but we'll see. Let's go to B. Yep, okay, Red Jolly Rancher on the nose again. Well, that was very interesting. So on the palate, I wrote, no, I don't like. And I was like, oh, maybe other flavors will kind of wash it away. Nope, that note just kept sitting there, getting stronger. I'm like, this is not good. And all I wrote was, it was like green and harsh. Like I could not pinpoint like what exactly I was tasting, but I know I didn't like it. So I'm like, okay, as soon as I swallow though, I got coffee, like bitter coffee, and some chocolate. So the finish was actually pretty good, and the lingering is like a bitter coffee note. But that green note did come back on the finish, so I'm not the biggest fan of B either. I'm over here thinking like, oh, this is gonna be, you know, 4 good bottles, and man, I'm doing these worst Whiskey Wednesday videos, and, you know, I'm trying to put some good bottles on Mondays and Fridays. Man, I don't like that one. So there's a little bit more sweetness on the palate this time, more funkiness on the palate this time. On the finish, I got a little bit of that coffee again, but now it's more of that green vegetal that I don't like. And the lingering note is kind of that. Oh, man, what is going on? Well, I didn't get anything new on the third sip. It's the same. It's not that good. Coffee bitter note is what's lingering this time. So they kept flip-flopping between the vegetal and the coffee note. All right, well, coming off of B, C is delicious. Red Jolly Rancher, sweet. I'm guessing that's what I wrote. Red fruit, vanilla, rich oak, chocolate, cherry cola, honey, On the finish, oak, vanilla fudge, nutty cherry. Very good. Now, it's coming off of something I didn't really like. So definitely going to a couple more sips on this one. Nope, it is pretty good. So the one new note was on the finish, and it's the drumstick ice cream cone. I looked it up to see like the actual name. I looked up ice cream cone, but it's that like wafers from the cone, the vanilla, the chocolate, the nuttiness on it. That's the finish, and it's very, very good. I do like C a lot. Thank goodness, right? Shoot. All right, still good. A little bit more red cherry note on the finish that time. But overall, C is clearly my favorite out of the first three. Let's check out D. All right, D is also pretty good. So nutty, oaky, spice, red fruit, sliced banana, dark fruit, honey. Very complex, very delicious. On the finish, it went, how do I explain this? It went much like to a dessert. So a milk chocolate, banana cream pie. I talked about the other day about like a banana cream pie with like the chocolate and the raspberry drizzle on it. This didn't have the raspberry drizzle on it, but definitely was like a banana type dessert with chocolate in it and some vanilla cookies. So it was definitely like desserty on the finish. So good. So good. Oh, that was on the Pursuit United Double Oaked. I'm starting to use my brain now. I'm starting to remember things. Interesting. So on the second sip, it went like kind of like a different avenue. So a lot of the same notes, but I was like, oh, cigar. Why am I thinking cigar right now? It was like leathery cedar on the palate. And on the finish, it got more darker notes. It wasn't that like big punch of dessert in your face. It was more like a little bit darker. Still very good. Very good. I do like this, but just like a different way. All right, so this is probably gonna be easy for me. I might need a little bit more. I think my wife poured me enough, but we'll see. So I'll see A and B weren't my favorites. C and D I really enjoy. So I'll go back and forth A and B, and I'll go back and forth C and D and kind of see what happens. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and this kind of went how I expected it to. So if you know me, I'm almost always going to pick up Bombergers over the Shenks. And this Shenks, I did not score well at all. And I'm doing like the whole worst whiskey Wednesday thing. This would fall right into that. So now it's too soon to like try to revisit it. So maybe I'll do another worst whiskey Wednesday thing at the end of the year. But man, so in last place is the new this year 2025's Shenks, and oh man, I did not like this at all. And I don't think I wrote anything new. Yep, it doesn't look like I did. It's just way too funky. That green note, ugh, it's not good. So 1.5 on that, which is pretty low for me, but I don't like it. So in third place is Shenks from last year, and I give that a 2. It is better than this year's version. Got a little nuttiness this time, so that kind of helped it. It's not as grassy as the new one, but it's still funky. It's not my profile. I'll say that. I missed the upload, the battery died, my light just turned off. Like what? I've lost control of this channel. So if this side of my face is darker, that's why. I'm sure it's slowly dying this whole time anyways, but it just turned off. Okay, so it came down to last year's Bombergers and this year's Bombergers. And last year's Bombergers, if you watched my tournament of Best of 2024, it was basically in the top 10. It made it into like the second chance bracket, but it came in second or third out of that. So it would have been top 10 of my bottles from last year. And I scored it at 3.75. Now again, this isn't the same exact bottle that was in that tournament. This is a newer bottle that I opened up recently for this review. But I was like, oh, that's a good bottle. I'm sure it's gonna be good. I would have to look at the batch number. I would have to try to find an old picture or something. This one doesn't remind me of it being as good as the other batch I had, but it was still very good, especially compared to the Shenks. It's night and day for that. But when I'm comparing it to the new Bombergers, so I scored the 2024 a 3.75, which in a tournament, 'cause I looked it up, it ended up with a score of 4.25. So less. That's why I was bringing it up. That's not the same. It's probably not the same batch. It could be actually. I don't know. Okay, so then this year's Bombergers, I scored a 4, and I wrote over here roller coaster. I got like a smoky barbecue note. It has like it's very complex. It gives you all kinds of stuff. It's a good proof point. Everything was good. There was no off-putting notes for me. It was very good. So I can see that this year's Bombergers is going to end up as into my tournament that I'll do at the end of the year. I'm sure I'll do the top 25 of 25. That's even easier than the top 25 of 24. So I'm sure it'll probably make it in there because it was a score of 4. It did when this was in my Whiskey Cigar Club a couple weeks ago. It was in 4th place in the lineup. I didn't put it in my top 4 video just because I knew I was going to do this video separately, but I'll try to review it maybe one more time before I go into the end of the year thing, but 4 is a pretty solid thing. So I would definitely recommend the Bombergers, especially if you're a typical person and you buy both of these every year. Now that I'm sure there's not a lot of you that do this, and you typically like the Bombergers over Shenks. This is the 2025 is a good release. I'm not a huge fan of the Shenks, and this kind of happens every year. And, if I was a non-degenerate, I would stop buying the Shenks. But I do like Michter products. I wanted to see how it was going to come out this year, but it's even a worse letdown than last year's. But the Bombergers, delicious. So that's that. Let me know your thoughts on Bombergers and Shenks. I already know that some of the comments are going to be it's too expensive for what it is. I already know, but go ahead, comment that. I don't care. Give me all the comments. Oh, giveaway. Let's do a giveaway because this is actually better than some of the other giveaways I've been doing with like the worst whiskeys. So if you want a chance to win 2-ounce samples of all 4 of these, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment with the hashtag Shenks. It's shorter than Bombergers. So even though it came out in last place, so that'll get you a chance to win. That drawing will come up soon. Don't do nothing stupid. And if you do, don't get caught. Bye.